And welcome to the Too Late We Said It podcast, season 3, episode 3. I am your host, Sean Leverett. This is my co-host and main host as well, Winnebago.
We both mains. What's going on?
We're both the X and the Y, as everybody says. What's up with y'all? What's up with you, Ed?
Ain't shit, man.
Welcome back to the East Coast.
Yes, sir, man. What a crazy journey. I didn't even get a chance to edit the thing. It's been so tiring. I went straight to work the next day. It's just,
damn.
You know,
you need a bump?
I could probably use one. Shit. If it didn't kill if my heart wouldn't explode, I'd probably go ahead.
Take me up higher, drugs. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome back.
Ladies and higher drugs.
That shit, yo, music in the 80s made you feel good, yo. Yeah. You want to go to work on a subway.
Yo, just the melodies, man. It's the melodies and the themes of the songs. They people weren't scared to talk about shit.
To love. You know the rules, and so do I. That's a banger, nigga. Anyway, Ed, yo, we be getting on here. We just straight neglect the fans. We just start talking and shit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining. We just be like, sit down, nigga, take a seat. Hey, what's up, yo?
The show starts soon as the cameras start rolling. No, ain't nobody knowing what we gonna say. That's why it's too late. We said it because we never know. We don't even know what we're gonna say. Yo, I want to briefly talk about the intro. It's like there was some, the friends of mine, like co-workers and whatnot, people I done extended to, and they were like, man, they're like, we were so excited to watch your first, and then the first episode, you guys stayed on Trump's asshole way too long. Remember the first episode? Yo? We did. Apparently, we turned a lot of people off at that point. I was like, this is what the show's gonna be about. I was like, hey man, episode 1 is episode 1. We just got back in the act after being away from doing this for over 2 years. And we went a little bit off the rails at the end of that one, man. That was our first crash out.
If that was me, I'd have been like, well, can I talk to y'all about something real quick? They'd have been like, what? Like, what y'all think about Trump's asshole? We're going to have a conversation about it now. Since you tell me why you don't like the orange helix, nigga. Tell me what you know about it. Helix. Fuck them, yo. If you don't like the show,
I convinced them to give it another shot. And then sure enough, here we go again.
We're back.
Sorry,
but at least we're genuine. At least we're genuine. Yeah. We're not. You're never gonna see us. Thank you for watching the Too Late We Said It podcast, brought to you by Playtex. Do you or someone you know need sports bra wear? Come on down to the Too Late We. They gonna be like, who the fuck? These niggas is sold out, yo. Them niggas ain't like that.
Ain't no tone down. Sometimes we might go off the rails. Sometimes we don't. That's the whole thing. It's a mystery. No one knows what's gonna happen, yo. Just join us and enjoy the festivities, because hey, yo, the only thing missing is confetti, yo. We bringing in the crazy, yo.
Facts. And but the thing is, it's always out of love and it's never disrespectful. Nobody can ever say we being hateful, disrespectful, talking down to people. So if you get your coochie hard and upset, that's on you. We just talking. We never disrespected nobody. It's all love over here. So fuck.
Ain't nobody said we certified like doctors and nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
We just talking our shit, yo. Hopefully you join in on the conversation.
And we know you do. We know this is America. Y'all sit home. Y'all white people who talk, I don't like you talking about Trump. You know what y'all get home and do? You take your boots off. You crack a Miller Lite. You look in the mirror. You say nigga 5 times. I know you. I know what you do. I know what you do. So don't come to me on that high and mighty shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Look in the mirror and be like, nigga.
Got somebody popping over your shoulder, popping your shoulder like Candyman.
Walkers pop out the shower when you say nigga 5 times. Why you calling on them niggas' name like that? I ain't fucking with you, Ed. No, but Ed, you just got back, man, from, like we said, we opened it up. You just got back from a fantastic voyage. Come along. Tell us about it, man. I'm excited to hear about it.
Fantastic voyage. All right, so my sister arrived the day before, and we got to chill, relax, and everything. Got to sleep early. Man, we hit that road, man. It was like 4:45 or somewhere around there where we left. Mm-hmm. And everything was going smoothly. Everything went smoothly. For the most part, everything went smoothly. We got somewhere right around Nashville areas and we started feeling the fatigue. We're like, we're not even halfway. Just think, we're not even halfway here at this point. But we got to see a lot of open road. I got to see how the terrain changed as we go to the western side of North Carolina. It's all mountains, so we're going through the mountains at this point. The elevation was crazy. We felt the elevation change.
You get to see the big patches of green as you look over the overpass.
And then when we got through the mountains and got into Tennessee, it became more flat surface, but the beginning part of Tennessee was still kind of mountains. We're still getting through the mountains. We went through a mountain, and then went through all the major cities of Tennessee. Stopped at a
Tennessee's beautiful. Shout out Tennessee.
Stop at different rest areas and seen the locations. We got to eat at different restaurants, got some barbecue. So that was the best part about it. Stopping at different cities and trying the barbecue. And Oklahoma barbecue is actually
Anthony
really good.
Bourdain ass nigga.
We didn't get a chance to get anything from Arkansas other than can you believe that Arkansas, I mean, all the way across every single state that we went through, they had wait, what's his name? Damn, I'm just drawing blanks here.
It's a gas station, Buc-ee's.
Nah, it's like a breakfast joint where people be fighting at.
Waffle House.
There's Waffle House all across the U.S.
Fighting was the dead giveaway. Go ahead.
I knew you'd get it when I said that. The breakfast spot where people be fighting? Waffle House.
You betcha.
You betcha. So we had some Waffle House here and there. It just kept it moving.
Yeah.
Little Rock is the hood.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas is the hood. Straight off the bat, we stopped at the very first gas station, and it was like a gas station on Park Heights and Wiley. It's popping from sun up to sundown. People going in there getting cigarillos and shit. It was like midnight. We went in there. You got like two bums waiting for the bathroom, and you got some young kids that's like between 17 and 25 age group. Just running in there getting cigarillos on shit. This is like back in the day shit, back in Beemore. Like, I was like, it's wild.
The hood, yo. Little Rock.
At that point, it was midnight when we got to Little Rock, and my sister was like, Edwin, we can't keep going. We're gonna have to get a hotel because I thought we could go straight. Like, she tapped out. She's like, but we ain't getting a hotel here though. I checked the hotels 30 minutes down in Conway, Arkansas. And we stayed at a nice spot. Shout out to Bailey. I just remembered. She's probably going to be watching this, but I was passing out the business cards. You'd have been proud of me. Every city, I was like, hey, why you podcast here? Pew, 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 pew.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out.
Nashville. I passed out some cards in Nashville, passed out some in Little Rock, passed out in Conway, Arkansas. Bailey, she was the one that checked us out of the hotel that we stayed in before we made our final stretch to Tulsa. So shout out to Bailey. She was mad cool. She also told us where a food spot was. We could have breakfast before we got back on the road. So appreciate you. And if you're watching, you know what I mean? Just letting you know, I appreciate your hospitality and your kindness. And we had a good conversation. She also was suggesting us talk more about some like alien abductions and stuff, which we'll talk about later. We'll bring that up because that's something.
Like alien. She like
she's
alien.
All into that like conspiracy stuff. And I was like, well, we just talked about some conspiracy stuff. So, we're going to definitely consider doing that. So I told her, make sure she watch. If I shout her out, drop in the comments and give us an idea what the topic you wanted to talk about, specifically about alien abductions. And we'll jump in it. We'll give you our honest opinions on our point of views of how we see it,
That's what, so you know what the next one we'll do for Bailey and for us, our next deep dive in a couple weeks, I'll find, like we did the Malaysian flight last week. Like I said, we're not going to do it every week, but the next one we do, we'll do on alien abduction. So we got you, Bailey. We'll find a high profile alien abduction with asshole break in it.
So then we carried on from there and finally hit we saw where Ozark. There is a Lamar, Arkansas. Did you know that?
I know about Lamar, South Carolina. I didn't know about Lamar.
There's a Lamar, Arkansas. See, I didn't know about Lamar, South Carolina. So I was like, so I was like, oh shit, we took pictures of that. But I'm still going to do the little collage of pictures and stuff because we got a lot of pictures and stuff. So I'm definitely post that at some point.
Wow.
But it was a lot of pretty sights and like the scenery as well, especially in Arkansas. It's like a lot of the flat grounds, a lot of farmland. It was just a beautiful drive.
Did you see the Klan?
Speaking of which, we stopped at this town in Tennessee that it was mass suspect. So I'm not gonna say the name of the restaurant.
Hold up. That nigga said, "Oh man, it was mass suspect."
But let's just say when we walked into this restaurant, it's a barbecue spot, because I just picked a random joint. It immediately reminded me when I said, "Is there still Sundown Towns?" And you went, "Hey, you know there's still Sundown Towns." I swear I saw your face pop up like a bubble looking at my face. Someone, I told you
baby. I was the Teletubby baby son.
We walked in, so I looked up that the town that we stopped at, I'm not gonna say no towns. The town that we stopped at was surrounded by two towns that was drastically known as Sundown Towns. We were basically sandwiched between two Sundown Towns.
Why did you stop, man? Why did you stop?
We didn't know we was already there. When we walked in and I saw everybody stopped what they were doing and looked at us.
Relax, don't do it.
And you know what's real is that when it takes a few minutes for somebody to come address you and stuff, and then someone came from the back, and she was the only person that seemed excited to see us. Like, I've seen y'all on TV so much, I've never seen one in person.
Are you John Leguizamo?
Yo, but she was so kind and excited, and you could feel that she had a positive energy, but she was the only person that gave off that vibe. So I was like, I genuinely felt a positive vibe from the server.
She was radiant enough to block out the racism.
Yeah, so she blocked the noise, but then we were reminded after we were done eating and was leaving how everybody was watching. I lied to you not. A detective ends up in there, right? You could tell the police because he was non-uniform and he had his badge on his hip and his gun on his hip, but he was in street clothes. So I was like, this is a detective. This motherfucker was standing outside smoking a cigarette, just staring at our moving truck, almost like saying, please God, don't tell me that they're moving here. So then I swear I told you, I was like, watch these motherfuckers follow us to make sure we leave city limits.
Yo, if you moved into that town, if you would have just pulled into a residential neighborhood,
it would have been a wrap.
What the hell are you doing, home?
We wouldn't even be on this show, yo. Edwin never seen again.
I'll be on this joint singing hymns. I know
leave your son down.
He watching me.
But other than that, yo, we got up out of there and kept it moving, yo.
That's what's up, yo. How was Tulsa, yo? How was Tulsa?
Tulsa was beautiful. We went to Black Wall Street, took some pictures there, did some historical
did you know
watching.
When you go to Black Wall Street, you're supposed to give black people money on like the homeless. Did you do that?
I didn't see any homeless people.
I'm fucking with you.
Oh, I'm saying, but I didn't.
Yeah, it shit. I'm gonna get out of this. I didn't see any.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I honestly didn't see anybody. It wasn't like it wasn't like Atlanta. We were just like walking over top of them and shit.
Did you tell the people about Atlanta with the homeless people? Never mind. We'll talk about that. That was crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't see any, honestly. Not that I could tell. So I didn't see nothing. There was nothing nobody in plain sight that appeared to be homeless. Right. It seemed like it was. What's cool about it is the diversity is really good there in Tulsa. You know, you see people of all the ethnicities there. Yeah. So it's nice Latin community there. There's a lot of good Mexican restaurants there. There's also Venezuelan restaurants there. A really good one. I forgot the name of it, but it was super good. We ate there. It was banging. They accommodated me. I ordered shit that wasn't on the menu because I was like, all I want is some rice and beans with some tostones and some fucking chuletas. And she was like, oh, so she came through, gave me a plate of rice and black beans with some chuletas and some tostones. And they got this drink. I forgot to bring. I was supposed to save the can, but it tastes just like our cola champagne. That shit, I was like, what does it taste like? She was like, kind of like strawberry Fanta. When I tasted it, I was like, this don't taste like no strawberry Fanta. It tastes just like cola champagne.
What's cola champagne?
Cola champagne is just a soda. It's like champagne soda, but it's like a type of soda flavor. It's a very island type flavor. I mean, you couldn't really describe the flavor, but it has its own distinct flavor. It's delicious.
Okay.
And you know how we have Malta, which unless you grew up on it, you don't like it. Well, cola champagne is a malt beverage. But cola champagne is like something that no matter who you are, if you drink this, you're going to be like, yo, this shit is good.
Cola champagne.
And it was banging. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna order that next time I'm out the country, so bitches think I got some swag.
Yeah, you should have some around in Baltimore because they got the Latin grocery stores. You can get it there in the Latin supermarkets. They got it.
I got the game plan.
You got to get some tembleque and some cola champagne.
It's like,
can I get some tembleque?
Tembleque and cola champagne. They're gonna be like, "Ay, Fabi, ¿dónde vas?" I'm like,
they'll start talking to you Spanish, think you Dominican.
About to get a big ass part. Oh no, I forgot I'm bald.
You just go in there and be like, Tato.
What that mean?
It's like that's what's up.
That's what's tato.
Tato. It's two words, but I'm saying it like it's one word. It's tato. Like it's everything. Everything is everything.
Tato.
Tato. Everything is everything.
Tato. Daye. My shit fucked up. Anyway, let's get into it. Yeah. You just turned me into a Dominican car salesman, nigga. All right, let's get into it. As you may or may not know.
Yeah. And then say tigre instead of dude. Every time you say dude, say tigre.
Why would I say dude though?
I'm saying any point where a moment where
you're trying to push me into,
like you saying a guy, like you know when you say any slang word you use for dude, say tigre.
I just say the N word usually.
Yeah, so instead of saying the N word, say tigre.
What's good, ¿Qué pasa, mi tigre?
The exact translation of tigre is tiger, but that's also a Dominican slang term that's used to saying a dude, like a guy.
I thought El Tigre was a fashion designer clothing brand.
That's also a fashion designer. I'm just saying slang, how it's used. It's context and how you use it. Ese tigre me está hablando mierda y por eso le zumbé una bofeta.
You gonna make me have a stroke, yo. Stop, yo. Are you drunk? You just took me from basic shit to stuff. That's the platinum version of Duolingo you just tried to throw me to. Welcome to Edwin's Etc. learning class.
Hey, yo, I spoke Dominican and Puerto Rican slang in that sentence, by the way.
You expected me to pick it up. Thank you.
That's the ring finger. I'm not offended.
I know. I'm not going to throw the middle finger up. Even though we've been cussing like a motherfucker. All right, here we go, my dude. If you don't know, or if you do know, the WNBA has been lobbying for better pay, better establishment in the NBA, more visibility in our nation in general. My baby girl actually plays. She at her little school, she plays basketball, so I see the little girls playing, and it's definitely good to see them playing, and the crowds are getting bigger. But the WNBA just had not a strike. When I originally wrote this script up for us, I said it was a strike. It's not actually a strike, but it's on the precipice of a strike. They had a contract negotiation or trying to rehash the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement for the WA, to give them more rights, a better stake in their, a lot of the WNBA chicks, like I think Angel Reese said a year or so ago that she make like 80 bands, 90 bands. And that's Angel Reese. So think about the chick that's fifth, the chick that's sitting on the bench that clap when everybody come back from playing.
Like, so people don't know, like the collective bargaining agreement, this goes across all sports, especially like in the US. It was designed basically to help and protect players from being taken advantage of. On a monetary level, and it gives them more power to negotiate their own contracts or through an agent or themselves,
like
and
a union.
Also, exactly. It's kind of like a union, but it's not. It was more like an internalized union. So it's basically the league itself. The league itself forms a collective, and usually the people in the seats that are there are former players a lot of the times that are part of this. So that's what basically the CBA is. So when you hear CBA, that's basically what it's about. It's the organization that's there to help players organize their business venture within the league,
to leverage their future, healthcare, coverage after they play, league minimums. All of these things are decided by the CBA. So what we'll say is the negotiations failed. For one reason or another, the WNBA like, nah, y'all gonna keep the pay you got. You gonna keep the same stake. The team gonna allot y'all the same amount of jerseys. You got to reimburse us for this amount of jerseys. It gets very granular what they were trying to negotiate. Ultimately, they said no. So my question to you is, Ed, now everybody, I can't lie. It's lit at the WNBA game. The Mystics, it's a good show. It's a good experience. But for some reason or another, it just doesn't get traction like the Wizards or LeBron and all of that. Despite Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, like that, popularity has been growing, but it's not there yet, translating to bottom line. So despite this, and we all know that the WNBA runs on a deficit, but despite this, it's an investment for the future. What it means to little girls and what it means to women in general. If you just let the shit fuse out, you subsidize Ukraine, then you can't subsidize the WNBA. So what I'm saying is, do you think that that the women deserve a higher pay because this is their career? They devote most of their time to this. So do you
I
think
believe,
they got a leg to
yeah.
stand on that?
I mean, of course they do, but the problem, it's not just as easy as saying that, because you have to also look at it from both angles. Is the money has to be there as well, and it has to be within the boundaries of the actual pay that's coming in, the actual income that the WNBA is receiving. And what we really need to do is, are they getting the proper percentages of the profits? That's what
Right.
it really comes down to, because if we look at it, trying to compare the WNBA versus the NBA, that obviously the NBA has been around way longer. And let's face it, men are more marketable in sports than women at this juncture, but it is getting better. Like, especially in boxing, you've seen that now we got boxers that are getting those six figures, you know, a la Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, you know, Amanda Serrano. These fighters now are lifting up women's boxing. So we have to have something like Caitlin Clark, and these top stars. They need to be seen in with more. They need to bring in revenue by being seen more. And I think that what we gotta, that the WNBA needs to do, is stay away from that beef between them and pitting them against each other, because it becomes a black versus white thing. And Caitlin, and it's not even the player's fault, but you know, you got Caitlin Clark, that she's becoming this great white hope, and then you got a vilified on the other side is a villainy that happens there, and that hurts the WNBA, I think, as a whole.
In between that, though, in between the white and Caitlin Clark, and in between the black of Angel Reese, we got the middle. And that's my baby Kelsey Plum. Good Lord, have mercy. Jeez. And now let's talk about Kelsey Plum for a second here, y'all. And I think this is the owner or the commissioner or some shit. But Kelsey Plum, yo, the thing about the WNBA, let's
Yo,
keep
you
it
know who
100.
she looks like, real quick? Did you ever see the show Dexter?
No, I never seen it. That.
Damn, well, his sister.
Oh, okay. Who is she?
I'm not saying that to be funny, though, but she also was in White Chicks as well.
Kelsey Plum?
No, not Kelsey Plum. The girl I'm talking about, she looked like.
Yo, I know Kelsey.
Anywho.
Hold on, Kelsey.
Anywho, let's go back to.
No, wait a minute. I gotta talk to Kelsey Plum real quick. Kelsey, I know you made Darren Waller want to kill himself and quit the NFL. I know, but I'm still willing to take the chance. Hit my phone. Okay. I love you, girl. All right, go ahead, Edge.
I'm not saying that to be in a mean way. She's attractive, so I'll go ahead and let that. As you see, is Sean is professing his all dying love for her. And it's like, please hit me up. Please, but in any case, she does favor her a little bit, and that's the first thing that popped in my head when you popped the picture up. So she's also a rising star. See, I don't have a lot of knowledge in the WNBA beyond Angel Reese and Caitlin.
But they
Clark.
do have a sect of stars. They got stars just like the NFL got stars and NBA got stars.
Like, because I remember like Lisa Leslie, huge, you know, back in the day. But I think it comes down with the stars. We got to see them more endorsements. They got to start hitting. Maybe they're doing this, and maybe I don't know. But it's not. We can't look at it like, whose responsibility is it to rectify this financial drift that you have between NBA, WNBA? We have to bring revenue, and we have to find ways for the WNBA to be more profitable and more marketable to the general public, because when basketball is over, the WNBA kicks in. You're supposed to transition right into that league. Just like as soon as football's over, we're going to transition into NBA and start following NBA more, which it should allow us to be more involved there. But you have to have a transition. There has to be a way. There's got to be a pocket where the WNBA can sit.
Built a rollout built in. So
because you can't just say they deserve $10 million a player and just give it to them. Because if they're not making that revenue, where's the money coming from?
So what I'm saying is this: if you can make, for the most part, we sheep out here in America, and I say that from my own aspect. I can be marketed to and persuaded, just like the radio come on. The first time you hear a song, it'd be like, "My chickens in my house and they don't be quacking. mama in the bathroom and she making right bacon. You be like, this shit is trash. But they play it 75 times, and then by week 6, you in the house like, mama in the house and she cooking straight bacon. They can market stuff to you. We're marketable.
Yeah, I've never heard a chicken quack either, so that's kind of
Hey,
crazy.
but you singing it.
Hey, what the crazy is you start singing it and the chicken ain't quacking.
You didn't bought in. So what I'm saying is, I don't think that the proper, just like anything else, you have to have seed money. Nothing I've ever seen, no business, NVIDIA, the NFL, Taco Bell, prostitution. Well, maybe prostitution might be the only one, but nothing else is profitable straight out the gate because you sell the pussy and then you get the money. It's just a straight line.
It's just like drugs, yo. It sells itself.
There you go. Everything else, you working in the in arrears for a year and a half, 2.5 years, 3, or what have you, restaurants, whatever. So that's what I'm saying about the WNBA. Right now, it's just like you half in and half out. If you really committed to it, dive in. Let's dump the money in. Not saying let's just pay the players and let that be the end all be all. Let's have effective marketing strategy. Let's hype it up. But on the other side of that, soccer, they trying to hype soccer up. I see the promo for soccer, but I really don't buy into it. So I'm not saying that just because they roll out the promo that everybody is, we paid the promotion, we put billions in the promo, it's going to stick. It might not, because I don't really like soccer like that, but they promote it. So I guess that's the duality that I'm facing, or the crossroad that I'm facing at. But
at least soccer has a global view. Marketing,
sure.
It's marketable globally because there's countries that soccer is the main sport. So even though soccer is not huge in the U.S. or as a international force, when you have the playoffs and stuff, it's the countries involved. I think soccer is the one sport where world champions are actually world champions, because these are country versus countries that's going on here when you get down.
Iceland versus China and shit like that.
And women's basketball is huge overseas, especially in the Asian countries. So if we can possibly, maybe the WNBA needs to be looking at the soccer aspect of it. How can we create this league to be more international? Because then the money can come, because instead of these players in the off season going overseas to play for another country to get the real bread, because they get paid more over there. That's why a lot of girls end up going over there for the bread. The WNBA can start making phone calls and like, look, what if we create an international league and we have some subsidiaries location for you guys to be over here in the States for like different meets, and then we have some stadiums up there where you can stay and meet, and then use and rotate these teams,
develop them
internationally, and maybe an international championship. That will create a different revenue stream for the WNBA. That's probably a market that's untapped, because when girls are going to Italy and all these other countries that they're like good basketball countries now, thanks to the Dream Team and the Olympics. The Olympics created basketball international with the Michael Jordan, the original Dream Team, because now these countries, America don't win easy no more. Like, you have to ball till you fall to fucking win now.
All we do is ball and Duval
in basketball, and that's highly because of what the original Dream Team was, destroyed everyone so dramatically that now everyone got hard as hell on basketball. Pause. But that said, women's basketball is huge internationally, so why can't they tap into that market by creating some kind of partnership, as I'm thinking? I mean, why hasn't that even been talked about? Maybe that's a revenue stream that has been untapped, and that can help both international and U.S. sports.
So let's button it up. Let's button it up. So it sounds like what you're saying is, yes, they deserve more, but before that is explored, we have to have a path to some type of financial justification or pathway there. Okay.
Yeah, because they deserve it, man. These women play just as hard as the men. I mean, sure, there's different avenues in how you see the game and how it develops when you're watching a women's basketball game versus a men's basketball game.
Right.
But man, them strategies and how they game plan, they're right on the same level. I mean, these girls. Yeah, I mean, if you watch these teams play and you know what you're watching when you're watching basketball, you see these girls are doing a lot of the same plays that you see in men's basketball. They're just executing them differently, but at the same time, they're still executing strategies on a high level. So they do deserve the pay, but we have to have the pay come in for them to get it. That's the problem. and they need support. People need to watch, and it's huge because women's sports needs to be uplifted by women. It's already shown that more women watch men's sports
really like sports
than they even watch. No, but there's a lot of women that love sports, but the problem is
or is it because they man like
yes,
sports?
Organically, of course, because there's
for the most part I see women.
How many families do you see where there's like 2 girls and there's like 7 boys, and all those boys participate in sports? Them girls are
but she fucking one of them
celebrating their family members. You know what I'm saying? So
well, in turn, but the family members. Listen,
hold on. You got coaching families where you got girls that grew up in a coaching family and they love sports via organically through their family being involved in sports. So there is a lot of women that love sports. We got more sports women media members now that talk a lot of sports, and they know just as much, if not more, than a lot of men that I see, and they can go toe for anybody breaking down plays on a football field, basketball court, tennis court.
I would argue that that's still a small fraction, though, bro. Majority of women are into Grey's Anatomy, Housewives of Atlanta, The View. They're not about to sit there. You know how you are bought into football when we talk about the Ravens, you be like, yo, the motherfucking left tackle, he can't kick back as fast as our left. He need. Now, not saying this, not women like that. It's an analyst for the Rams. I think I can't. This something Song, Brenda Song. I think she dated Macaulay Culkin for real. Macaulay Culkin girlfriend. She's a sports analyst, and she be
wife.
Wife. He, you know what I'm saying.
They got kids
right now. He got cocaine addiction. He only hitting it for a season. But what I'm trying to say is, she be breaking it down, play by play, shading. She be sliding niggas in the graphics and shit. She know what it is. Albeit that's fresh, that's dope. That's still a small fraction, dog.
Even still, but I think my point is, even that small fraction is thousands. And what happens when those thousands, instead of watching a women's sport, they watch a men's sport? That's what I'm talking about. But even the women that love sports are still watching more men's sports than they do women's sports, and I think that's a big issue there. It's like, so if you shift that audience into the WNBA, then guess what? That instantly increases the revenue WNBA brings. So it really comes down to that as far as like the audience has to tune in and they have to invest as well. Otherwise,
it's not investing in, Ed. Let's be real. When women watch football, I even heard it with my daughter. Let's keep it real. She watched the Ravens. I love Lamar Jackson. Women watch, not saying all of them, but a lot of women will watch Josh Allen. You know, Patrick, if you're from Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is a heartthrob. Travis Kelce, and they go to support them. And it's not just the sports. They going to hang out with their friends. I just think when you go see the Ravens, you a die-hard Ravens fan. You like first down Ravens. You saying all of that shit. You got your nipples pierced. You freaky.
So you're saying that the game experience as well. So what's that? So
maybe we need to
go to a WNBA basketball game to see what the experience is like, and then go to a men's basketball game to see the contrast and see, is the gaming experience similar or different, and what could be better, because then I'll give us a better aspect, because the gaming experience is huge, important, because when you go to a game, it's got to feel so much better than watching it at home. If you don't feel like you're getting something out of it, then you're going to be like, why do I fucking come here when I could enjoy it just as much at home?
Bro, listen, I went to see the Mystics. The Washington Mystics, a female basketball team, and I went to see the Washington Wizards within 30 days. I mean, within a very close period of each other. It's the same shit. You go to the same place, you get drunk, you buy popcorn, you buy chicken tenders, you go talk shit. It's the same environment. It's just, and the chicks is competing. You go to the sideline, you pull your jersey up, wipe your face. That means you hustling just like Trey Young hustling for the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. I'll let you button this up, Ed. Go ahead.
But yeah, we're too long on this topic. But yeah, it's a huge topic, because I mean, women's sports, especially, like when I used to do the Uncut Sports Talk back in the day, it was a lot. We talked a lot about women supporting women in sports, and boxing was huge at the time. And Tori Nelson, she was a huge draw at the time, because she was a single mom working 3 jobs and fighting. because the money that women get in the sport is not even a fraction that the men get. So she had to like hold 3 jobs to live out her dream of being a professional boxer. And she's a middleweight champ. We're talking about a champion. She went a long time without losing. She also fought Clarissa Shields, but she was already kind of past her prime at the time. She was older.
Out.
But yo, she's probably one of the toughest women you'll ever She's the toughest woman you'll ever meet. Yo, she's super tough, strong-minded, and really focused in what she does. And
can she beat Deontay Wilder?
And she's got ESPN segments about her and the revenue that at the time. But now, you know, Clarissa Shields broke down that barrier. You know, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. Now women are getting that money. The same thing needs to happen with basketball. Is that somebody needs to break that barrier to bring in the attention,
the money barrier.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what it comes down to. There's a point where it's gonna happen. Who's gonna be the one to knock that door down?
Say less. All right, no doubt. Shout out to the ladies, man. We support you here at the I was about to say the WNBA podcast at the Too Late We Said It podcast.
Brought to you by the WNBA.
They is not gonna sponsor us. I swear to God, they're not gonna sponsor us. I promise you that. Just because of my goofy ass. Anyway, moving on. Out in Minnesota, it is getting spicy, Ed. The Mango Menace, aka Donald Trump, he's letting all types of shit rock out there as far as agencies operating, snatching people out the car. Of course, you saw what happened to that lady a couple weeks ago who got put out the game. We're not going to discuss advocacy for or against that. You know, that's definitely a hotly contested topic. But what we are going to talk about is the intensification of the pushback out there. How does that signal to the rest of the country? You know, there's more military presence there and being sent there because it really seems like people have had enough. And it's not a march for the weekend and then we back to Netflix, Dave and Buster's, and cheating on our spouses. People are really standing out there in the streets and standing on business. So Ed, let me hear what you think about that, man, out there. Do you really think people are really going to dig in on this one? Or do you think this is just a prolonged protest?
I mean, it's one of those things where this is one of those things that's got like the country divided on, you know, you got some people that are like, oh yeah, for sure. And then there's a lot of ignorance behind it too. Like people don't have all the information. And it's like a case by case, just like any kind of thing. When you have government interference within our day-to-day lives, you're gonna have some people that's cool about it and some people that's not. But it's justifiable, of course, because it's gotten to a point where it's out of hand. It's like, I mean, you showing up to schools, showing up to job sites, showing up here, showing up there, just unannounced and just barging in and thinking you're just gonna throw your weight around.
Give me the loot.
Yeah, and at the same time, like you're harassing actual citizens of this country, and some people are getting falsely profiled, and in the end, no one deserves that shit. Nobody does. Even the people that are properly profiled as someone that's here illegally, that's just not the way to go about things. And I think that the more times that they get it wrong and harass the wrong person, it's gonna start to increase public interference and public putting their foot down saying we're not with this shit no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? You over there like shooting at civilians that are legal citizens. Like, what are you doing?
They just got off work.
They're just living their day-to-day life. And next you know, ICE over here saying, where you show me your papers. Papeles.
Papeles. ¿Dónde es papeles?
¿Dónde están los papeles?
That's crazy, yo. I mean, and it's based strictly off aesthetics. Off of how you look. So if you was mobbing around through Minneapolis, Ed, you could get profiled, bro.
I'll get profiled. Hey, I'm light skinned. I could either be mixed or Hispanic.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. Welcome to nigga. That's all I gotta say.
You look like you don't belong. Show me your papers.
And I mean, imagine the. I mean, things. I know things are tough for Black people. My people been through this forever, but right now it's y'all going through y'all Birmingham moment. I'll say. You see a Hummer coming down the street, or you see what everybody know is an ICE vehicle coming down the street, because sometimes it's identifiable, the Hummers and the Suburbans and shit, and you like, yo, please don't let these people fuck with me. That's tough. On top of wages inflation, on top of you got to go home and help your kids, on top of your wife fucking the man at the deli at Food Line. It's a lot of stress going on in front of you.
Yeah, and you would love to lay low, but you can't, because you got to be out in the world, because you got to go out there and make a means and money to support your family and your household. It's just insane. You got to walk around like
on eggshells. For
what's
real,
gonna happen is a lot of cream colored makeup's gonna start going off the shelves. Let's go ahead and start buying stock on cream colored makeup. You heard it here. You heard it here first.
I white, man.
I'm American, mate.
I'm from Ireland, man. Niggas lying like a motherfucker, dying their head red and shit. Bunch of Hispanics walking around looking like Ed Sheeran and shit.
It's like you just wake up and go to work because you don't call me.
The niggas gonna buy cream makeup.
Yo, start buying a stock. It's like, Ed, you was right.
Sephora and Elf on fleek. Niggas stock through the roof because of ice. I'm not fucking with you, yo. But yeah, I do believe people are getting tired, man. And but do you think it was because a white woman got POPED'd? Do you think when
of course everything changes when it happens to a white person? And we're not saying this like, hey, this isn't like a ploy saying, white people. No, it's just fact. Like when something happens in a white neighborhood, like a predominantly white neighborhood, or something happens to a white person, suddenly everyone's in an uproar.
Like the war on drugs, fentanyl, and all that.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as it happens to a certain person, and I mean, it's crazy because we can sit here and talk about like we shouldn't be talking about race. It's like I would love to not talk about race. I would love to not have to specify racial profiling of any kind of way. But the fact of the matter is, until we get to a point when we can talk about something without having to think about those parameters,
right,
then it's just gonna be what it is. And I mean, at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do? Just pretend it didn't happen because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings? But in the end, yes, the fact is, it's a fact. It's like, yes, because a white woman got into a serious altercation that led to bodily injury, that suddenly it changes the scope of things.
Yeah,
of course.
She got put out the game. So
yeah, so
we won't spend too much time on that, Ed, but just
regardless of whether she's white or not, that's not even the point. The point is somebody that didn't deserve
to die,
it got put out the game because of this incident.
We gotta get T-shirts that say "Don't get put out the game," and we have the Monopoly.
So she got put out the game, and here we are talking about it. But yes, in reality, that's the fact. Like, you're making high-end mistakes because you out here just pumping your chest out and getting brolic and not really carefully planning your steps, because you can't just be out here doing everything because you're the government. Yeah. In the end, once you disrupt the public, it's going to shake. Things are going to shake. And we're just seeing the opening results of that. Right. That's how riots happen. You know what I mean? We've been around, Sean, long enough to know we was alive during the Rodney King riots. We've been around for the riots that happened in the past few years over racial profiling and racially motivated violence. And that's going to happen, whether it's Black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is, what we do know is that when it happens to a white person, the course of action changes. And that's just the reality. I mean, whether you look at it as a negative or not, that's what's going to cause this whole thing to change. Everything's going to change now.
So, like you said, Ed, I don't think anybody deserves to die. And if you out here protesting over, just be careful, man. Remember that the government is up here. The police officer in front of you could have went to high school with you. In most cases, I'm not saying all police are good. Police are good people. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that most of the time these motherfuckers just want to get home just like you do. So be respectful. And if they turn up, Be smart. That's what I
Yeah,
say.
that's another part that's important. Just because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here abusing their badges doesn't mean it gives you the right to come at every encounter like on a
100.
highly defensive and altercating perspective.
Right.
Like,
Right.
where you go? Because once you do that, you create
What
that
they
situation.
did. What they did.
once you bring that energy, you could have just shifted something that could have been easy and chill into an altercation that probably didn't have to happen. So the best thing to do is, so you're not the one that's creating the scenario, is just act like a professional and be professional and act accordingly to how the energy is brought to you. It's the whole don't start none, won't be none thing. So
Right.
just because we have a lot of problems doesn't mean you should be starting shit with uniformed officers, because now you went from possibly not having a good problem to creating a problem that could have not even been there until you created it. So a lot of times people are creating problems because they're on a defensive, because they're dealing with law enforcement officials and immediately assuming that they're about to get profiled or mistreated, that they're trying to stay ahead of it. But you have to be smart, patient, and really think about what you're going to say, what you're going to do, because anything you say and do can be used against you. And that's why
and will be
used against you. So don't put yourself in a position because you think you might be in a position. Wait to see if it actually is a position before you react like it's a position, is what I'm saying. Because there are good people out there too. So you don't make them bad people.
Right.
By being confrontational right off the bat.
I came in with the mic in my hand. Don't make me leave out with my foot in your head. Be cool. You underestimate my power. All right. Ed, we all know that everybody got to work for a living. In the infamous words of Mike Jones, if you don't work, you don't eat, you don't grind, you don't shine, or some shit like that. Everybody got to go into the world, forge ahead, and make your name, make your stake, and make your claim in the world. Especially here, us in America. Our system is built on capitalism. It's a dog eat dog world. So when you graduate, when you're growing up, you have all these altruistic dreams you could be whatever you want to be when you grow up. But then you enter the meat processor. You go to middle school, you go to high school, you go to college. If you go to college, you might leave high school, go to trade, you might start working, you might go to the military, et cetera, et cetera. But somewhere in between there, you realize I can't be the rapper. I can't be the guitarist. I can't be Patrick Mahomes. And a lot of us, 90% of us, 95% of us, we settle into what we are. And we keep those jobs and we work our jobs and we provide for our family. But somewhere in there, our inner child dies, I think, who we are and all of our joy. Not really that guitarist, not really that football player, but that inner child, finding the joy in the little things and the little things you enjoy, dies in there. One thing about you I love, Edwin, is how you still are very enamored by it, still very active in anime. Our Halloween episode, this nigga came in full garb and shit. So your inner child has not died. That's amazing that you have not allowed your inner child to die. So let's just talk about how important it is to keep that person alive, because sometimes you see people, they go all out, balls to the wall for their career. The career collapses, something happens, and they put themselves out the game, or they start beating on their wife and their kids. And I really feel like because they've detached from little Sean, little Ed, and I bought into this corporate flex. So just real quick, tell me about how important you think it is to keep that inner child alive.
Yeah, I think it's super important, and it's tough because even with you recognizing my ability to still have a touch of that side of me, I still have the same flaws. Because it's like it's juggling between being serious, and I do have temperamental issues still that I'm dealing with, and God knows my family be catching the brunt of it sometimes. That's why sometimes I like to keep it light and I jump back into it. But the thing is, even then, still I have my own flaws. But that's kind of what it is. It's like trying to stay in touch with that, and I think a lot of it is because I come from a large family, so there's always been kids to interact with. Even when I'm growing up, there's always younger and older kids around me. And then when I became an adult, I'm an uncle, so I got little youngins and I got little cousins.
Tito.
So I always had kind of a connection. And then when I was huge going to church a lot, I also spent time as a children's choir director, which also allowed me to work with children. So me
You ain't
just
play
being
with them kids,
around
did
kids.
you?
What's up?
You ain't play with them kids, did you?
Come on, man. We played music. Stop playing with me.
My fault.
But I mean, that's part of it though, is like interacting with children to remind you that they're just little people, man. They're just little people like you and me. They just don't have the experiences that we've had. They haven't been touched with trauma as much as we had. Now, those kids out there that do have traumas, but what I'm saying is experience brings all of the facets of life.
Right.
And when you're dealing with children, that's why it's important for adults. We don't remember that we got to shield children, but you have to do it in a smart manner so that they don't see things too quickly, because it's such an enjoyable experience to be a kid where you're just curious about everything and you're fearless and you go into everything and attack everything with a positivity of success, that you think you're going to succeed at everything that you try. And I think that's really what's important about being in touch with your young self, because that young self is fearless. That young self isn't afraid of failure like you're afraid of failure. What they don't think about the consequences of what happens if I don't get this project in, then Jacob, he's going to get it in and he's going to take my job and all this and that. And that stress is just getting to you. Nah, I actually know a Jacob and I love Jacob. Jacob, you're awesome.
Shout out Jacob.
But it's just popped in my head the name Jacob. But,
so Ed, go ahead, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's kind of the reality of why staying in touch with your inner childhood or inner child energy is important, because it's a form of decompression. It's a form of going back to saying everything that happened. Now let me just get in playful mode. And it's okay to be playful, because you have to be smart enough to know when to turn it on, when to turn it off. And I think being a parent is huge. Being involved with your kids, playing with your kids is you dropping yourself down to kid level for a little bit and just be there as a peer to your kid for a second. Have some playful time. That way it creates a different energy. So that way, when you go into serious mode, you're also teaching your kid that there's moments when we could joke and play, and there's moments where we got to lock in and be serious. And those kind of energies contrast each other, and your kid helps you be young and you help your kid to be mature. I think that's really what it comes down to, like how to create that perfect balance of science of being young at heart and being wise minded, and approaching things with wisdom.
Okay. So let me ask you, where do you think that switch flips though? So is it your first bill? Is it your first heartbreak? Is it your mama saying get out? When you start to plan on, I want to be out of here. Fuck this place, Dad. You want to move out. Where do you think that flip switch, where the deterioration of that inner child begins?
The moment when that child sees that mom and dad is not going to bail me out. When you realize this can't be fixed by saying mommy or daddy. And I think when it happens, you realize it immediately, like, fuck, like I am solely responsible for what happens to me. That's why you got a lot of kids sometimes, fear to leave the nest happens because they're afraid, because they know when they go out in the world, they won't have no safety nets. And I think that's the moments. I think kids start to realize that, getting closer to graduation day and you're going away for college. Some kids act like they're happy, but really they're scared, because it's like, I can't just call mom and she's going to come pick me up. And then I could just lay in her arms and cry myself to sleep and it'll be okay. And I'll wake up tomorrow with some pancakes. Nah,
and
son.
You know your deficiencies. So when you're at that point, I ain't the best at budgeting and I can't cook. I'm not really good at laundry. And
that's why I think it's important for us to like prepare our children for that step and let them know early, like, hey, I'm not going to be around forever. God forbid something happens to me, you're going to have to fend for yourself.
So
because I feel like parenthood is a lifetime job. I don't care how old any of my kids are. I'm never going to stop being a parent. And when I need to, I'm going to do whatever I can for them. It's just like, that's just the way it is. Like I was raised that way. I'm going to be that way. But in the end, like there's going to be a moment where I can't be that. And I want to make sure that if you're my child, that you can be okay and will be okay without me. And that's the only thing that I care about, is like, will they be okay if I'm gone? And I mean,
that's heavy, right? That's the heaviest
that's
part of a
super
parent.
heavy,
Yeah.
and I mean that weighs on you too. But that's also kind of like the thing, and like being present, being with them,
It's the
that's
boat
how
test,
you.
it's the
Yeah,
boat test.
exactly.
You build a little paper boat.
Mm-hmm.
Your child just a little paper boat. You put it in the river. You're like, shit. I hope this motherfucker float. Sometimes your kids is a star athlete and LeBron and shit. For a fact they're gonna make it, but 99 times out of 10, they the
Hey,
Prince
there's
of
parents
Egypt.
out there, the kids are carrying them.
You should.
Look at them child
That's my
stars
thing.
out there.
More so than them making it, I never want to be a burden on my son and my
Yeah.
daughter. I just want to be able for them to live their life without having to worry about dad. Like my son right here, I always tell him he can stay with me as long as he wants, as long as I don't catch him hitting nothing raw.
Yeah.
If I come in here, you hitting something raw, but you gotta get your own shit, yo. You in here hunching raw, nothing on the baseboards and shit. You gotta get out. You hear that, son?
These baseboards look crusty as hell, yo. Like this.
Did you shellac the baseboards? Why are they so shiny?
Baseboard looked like it was made by paper mache. The fuck is going on here?
Art show baseboard. 3D. Nut art. That's crazy. All right. Oh my goodness. All right, Ed, let's get into it, bro. This little nigga still got basketball, so we still on abbreviated shows. Let's go, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the part of the show. Y'all know what it is at this point, man. I haven't met anybody in the last 30 days. I could go into Walmart right now, and I'd be like, PQP. Bitches be like, Poppy's Quick Picks. They know what it is. This is a national staple now, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for my favorite part of the show and all the flour. Poppy Quick. We gonna spice it up a little bit of sazon this week, but we're gonna start traditionally.
Some sazon.
Put some sazon on it, Bobby. So we'll start it off traditionally, and I'll let Ed take it from there. But we are gonna kick it off. It is NFC and AFC championship weekend in the NFL. Ed, and then there were 2 games left. Let's start with the AFC. The Denver Broncos, you know what's going on there, some injuries versus New England Patriots. But give me a little bit of an in-depth look at this, Ed. How do you think this game's going to play out in Denver?
I mean, everyone's probably counting the Broncos out right off the bat. Bo Nix is gone. This team is finished. But let's just remember real quick how balanced this team is and why this team is dangerous. It's not just the quarterback play, although Bo Nix is a starting quarterback and he's had his moments where he's carried the team. But in the end, you have to look at it from the entire organizational standpoint and what you got with Sean Payton in there. And Sean Payton knows the quarterback he has in Stidham. And I think that they're confident for a reason because their defense is going to keep them in the game. And their offense just has to run how it needs to run. And it's like, hey, we already seen the Eagles win with a backup quarterback. So we know that it's very possible. Kurt Warner, everybody forgets about the greatest show on turf and all that, and Kurt Warner, but Kurt Warner was the backup quarterback that was hoisted into the starting position in training camp because the starting quarterback was injured.
Kurt Warner, a whole different type of nigga. Don't do that. Kurt Warner, a whole different type of nigga.
No, but the fact is he came from bagging groceries to becoming a Super Bowl quarterback.
We went from Knicks to bricks.
You gotta look at it. It's about the whole pie. It's not just about one piece. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. As long as Jason Stidham does his job and doesn't do anything
is it Jarrett Stidham or Jason?
Jarrett Stidham. Did I say Jason? Jarrett Stidham.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
I'll play quarterback.
Run that post route, boy. But as long as he doesn't mismanage the game, I think that the Broncos have just as much opportunity to win this game as they did with or without Bo Nix. It all comes down to as far as how ready can Sean Payton get his backup quarterback and how willing to put it all on the line is that quarterback. And from the press conference, I think that we can't look at it like, now, is it diminishable? Yeah, I would say I'm going to favor the Patriots. Even and still, I'm going to favor them. But I'm not just going to count the Broncos out because their defense is that good. That's it. Now that I went on that rant, the winner of this game is going to be the Patriots, 34-24.
34-24. He's taking the Pats on this one, man. Young Drake May over Stidham. In Denver.
In Denver.
We shocked. I won't say we. I believe the Broncos shocked the Patriots. I believe Sean Payton is a wizard, and he's going to play to the strengths of his defense and his running game to get that wagon wheel through the game. It's going to be low scoring, 17-13 Broncos. Next.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring. They're going to keep the ball away from May with a slow and steady run game, 7-yard hitches. They're going to nickel and dime to get out of their time. Next, we had the NFC Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, God damn God. We go up to Lemon Field, where the Los Angeles Rams come in to take on what some say is an overpowering Seattle Seahawks offense and defense. Edwin, how do you see it playing out in Seattle?
People are overgassing the Seahawks, and that's fine, because they've been earning that hype. But in the end, football isn't won by hype, and people can talk what they talk. But this is a divisional matchup. It's not going to be an easy win for either team. And I really want to, because you're my boy, and I fuck with you heavy. I really want to just say the Rams are going to win this game. But everything in my heart is telling me that the Seattle Seahawks and the Patriots are going to be the Super Bowl this year. I've said it a while ago. And I think that this game's going to come down to the wire. I think that both these teams are going to be swinging for the fences here. And I think it's going to start out low scoring, like you said in the other thing, because it's a divisional matchup. So I think that it's going to be low scoring at first, but then the floodgates are going to open up in the fourth quarter. And that's where things are going to push. We're going to see a push there. And I just got Seattle edging out the Rams 28-27. That's the crazy part.
That's what's up. I appreciate you, Ed, for giving us your perspective.
The reason why I'm saying that 20-27 is because you guys are going to lose by a failed 2-point conversion attempt. And that's what's going to
28-27. You think we're going to go for it at the end?
Go for a 2-point conversion.
34 seconds or something left and try to just close the door?
No, I think that you guys are the Seattle Seahawks are going to be the one that get to 28. You guys are going to have the game 27.
Like we score a touchdown and have an option to tie or go ahead. And we try to go ahead.
Yeah, and then you lose that, and then that's going to end up being the 27-28 score.
Okay. I appreciate your bitch ass I appreciate your perspective.
I said I want to pick the Rams, but I don't know. Everything's telling me it's going to be a Seattle Patriots Super Bowl. With Seattle hoisting the Lombardi, by the way, is what I'm gonna.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's good on you, man. I appreciate you. I'm glad you feel that way. I think it's gonna be Rams 34-17. Our secondary has been playing nuts. Kobe Durant, Cam Curl, Quentin Lakeback. They said we would lose in Carolina. They said we would freeze in Chicago. They say we're gonna be scared of Seahawks. I mean, I don't know if you've been to Seattle. It's just
I don't think y'all gonna be scared of the Seahawks.
It's just
like
junkies
I said,
and Rams.
When I'm saying 28-27, that means that either team
It's a
can
close
win.
battle.
It's going to be a close battle.
No, it's not. 34-17. Stafford finna let his nuts hang. Sean McVay about to call a game of his life. Kyron Williams playing balls to the wall. The defense
let's dissect this for a second, because I mean I appreciate
fucking microscope.
Just to look at it. Let's look at receiver to receiver situation.
Let's hear it.
The Rams got the edge on that. You got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Jackson Smith-Njigba is up there. Like I said, remember I was telling you the top two receivers in the league this season is Jackson Smith-Njigba and Puka Nacua. So the two best receivers of the league are facing off in this matchup. Mm-hmm. But the difference is the supporting cast. I think that when it comes to
starting running back had torn ACL. Don't forget that.
You're right. Well, no, Charbonnet is the second he's not the starting running back. He's the change of pace back. But the point of the matter is, you're right. He is hurt, and that is a difference maker. And they're bringing somebody from the practice squad up to cover his spot. A practice squad player. Not he was already up, but he's a practice squad player. He was on the practice squad for a lot of the season.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I could look at those two things, but the reason why I still pick the Seahawks is because their defense. I think the defense is going to be the difference maker.
That's what's up, yeah. That's what's up. We own Sam Darnold. Remember that. He's a ginger, and he not about that action. We coming from LA. We
but
beautiful.
It could mess around and be Rams Broncos.
It's going to be
basically what we're saying is, based on both of our picks, you're saying it's a Rams Broncos Super Bowl. I'm saying it's a Seattle Patriots Super Bowl.
This is great. The inside.
This is how Poppy's playoff quick pick should be. We're completely on the opposite ends of this thing, and that's how it should be. But if your Rams make it, like, I ain't got no problem, like, backing and going, hey man, for your sake to back the Rams. But at the same time, that's not where we're at right now. Mike McDonald's defense is about to eat, yo. But the Rams are still cool.
Matthew Stafford is a man who don't want to go home.
You think Matthew Stafford? Look, you got the two MVP front runners, and Drake May and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
They're still in it. I think Matthew Stafford is the one that should win it. Just considering,
don't fucking look at me.
Considering like the season as a whole, because he's had like that fourth quarter comeback, but that was in the playoffs though, so that shouldn't count.
He goated, man. Let's not spend too much time. What did you say for 27-28?
28-27 Seahawks.
Okay. All right, no doubt. And I'm saying,
and you said 34-17
Rams. Lumen Field about to be quiet. Shh, be quiet. Tonight is the night we ride. Dirty camouflage.
We still got a little time that we could cover some UFC coverage.
Oh, of course. So we got UFC 324 coming up. Is that this Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, that's this Saturday. Here is what was scheduled to be the initial card. I'll let you talk about that real quick, and then we'll put the supplemental one up. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is the original card that was on there. As you can see, this is a very stacked card. You got O'Malley on there, Harrison, Nunes, Gaethje, Pimblett. You got Grasso and Namajunas. You got Lewis and Cortez Acosta. I mean, this is a stacked card for the first Paramount Plus UFC event, where you don't have to pay extra. If you have Paramount Plus, you can watch this event. It's crazy right now, Timmy. Pay-per-view is a thing of the past when it comes to the UFC, from that multi-billion-dollar deal that they pulled. We talked earlier in season 2.
I remember that. Yeah,
can check that out. This is the first game of that. Unfortunately, the Harrison and Nunes fight is postponed at a later date because Harrison had a neck injury. She had to get some neck surgery. Amanda Nunes decided she doesn't want to fight anybody else. She's either fighting for the belt or nothing at all, and she would rather at this point, she's at the legacy stage of her career where she's not just fighting just to fight anymore. She's fighting for legacy. So she's coming out of retirement solely to fight Harrison and get her belt back to like really retire as champ and stamp herself as one of the greatest women in MMA. And that's basically, I think, what will happen, because she's already known as that already. But anyways, so Amanda Nunes says she's not going to fight. So that fight is postponed. Grasso, she also got an injury. I don't know what the injury is. I didn't really check to see, but she had an injury. So that Namajunas and Grasso fight is also canceled because of that situation. And that's unfortunate. You got two top fights here that are right off the board. All right, now let's go
women's fights. That's the women's fights. They pulled a Lauren Hill.
Hey, both those women fights. And these are all top fighters. Even Namajunas.
Yeah.
And Grasso, Grasso, she is it. She's champ. She's former champ. So yeah, let's show them now.
Okay, so yeah, this was what was slated to be this weekend, but as the injuries that Edwin outlined piled up, the card has been switched to voila. All right, so I don't know.
Now we'll see the difference. Those two cancels down there. Now that Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas, she's the one that replaced Alexa Grasso. So at least Rose Namajunas, she's still fighting. So Natalia Silva, she replaced her. So we're still getting that fight. But we're not getting it with Alexa Grasso, who is a top level contender. As we stated earlier, Amanda Nunes, being that she's only fighting for legacy, she's like, I don't see another opponent, and I'm not doing no interim belt shit. Like, she's like champion or nothing. So she's like, I'll just wait for Kayla Harrison to heal, and then we'll set the fight up. She said she's going to continue to train, and that's where we're at, right? So now Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong is now become the co-main event of the card, which is still solid because, you know, everyone knows Sean O'Malley and his skill sets. Sean Yadong, if you don't know, he's a fucking monster. Sean O'Malley got a lot of work cut out for him.
Bantamweight. Okay.
He's got a lot of work cut out for him because this is going to be a tough fight. But it's cool is because they're both stand-up type fighters. So we're really going to see some action there. And this is where Sean O'Malley is in his wheelhouse with the stand-up. And he could really rise to occasion here and show who he's the man. Or this right here could be a career ender, in my opinion, for him if he loses in spectacular fashion. So I think Sean O'Malley's got to bring his A game. This is going to be a stand-up battle. And I think he's going to pull it off. But I think this is the type of fight you want to see him fight, someone that's going to stand up with him and see what he's really made of.
Be a man.
And then the main event, Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett is the up-and-comer who's fought some fighters that people thought he should lose to, but he's won and he's been a gamer. But in the end, Justin Gaethje is Justin Gaethje. Ain't nobody better than him.
I feel like Gaethje been fighting forever, bro.
He has been, yo. And this dude is not afraid to brawl in the center of the ring. This dude's a brawler. So Paddy Pimblett got his work cut out for him. This is the type of fight that Paddy Pimblett can really staple himself as one of the greats, or just say that he's just a flash in the pan. So I think there's a lot of people picking Justin Gaethje just because how much of a gamer he is, and this dude has that one-punch knockout power.
Yes.
So that's going to be an interesting fight. So I'm super excited to see those two fights there, and I'm always excited to see Rose Namajunas because she's a very technical fighter. I like that she likes to set up her shots and she likes to use deception and just has these crazy feints that will get you guessing, and then bam, hits you with a leg kick when you thought she was going to hit you low. She go up top and knock you out. So that's going to be good. I mean, overall, this is a solid UFC card. It could have been better if we had the original card, but hey, that's just the way it is sometimes in the fight game. So, you know, looking forward to that at no additional cost on Paramount Plus.
Hey, there we go. Real quick, what do you think about the Derek Lewis fight?
Oh, the Derek Lewis fight. Oh, damn, my bad. I didn't even talk about, Derek Lewis is Derek Lewis. Waldo Cortez Acosta, like he like, I don't know at what point where Derek Lewis is, because he's had some time off. But hey, he's got one punch knockout power. But the problem with Derek Lewis is that he tends to gas pretty early, and he's going against a fighter who's very highly conditioned. So if Waldo was playing this smart, he could win this fight. But at any moment, Derek Lewis can end the fight. He literally has that one punch power. And even when he's tired, we've seen him knock people out. When the other fighter get careless, and that's usually what's going to happen here. So Waldo don't get careless, plays it smart. He can cruise to a decision victory or get knocked the fuck out trying to prove a point. That's pretty much how I see that fight. Waldo can play it safe, use his conditioning and his youth to his advantage and his speed and movement, and just stay away from that knockout power. And Derek Lewis, he's just gonna do what Derek Lewis does, and I think Derek Lewis needs to do what he can to conserve energy and strike when the opening is there. And if he does that, Derek Lewis will knock anybody out with one hit. So you already know what Derek Lewis brings. So that's kind of how I look at it. Like, Waldo has the youth and the athleticism on his side, but Derek Lewis has power on his side, and power doesn't diminish. Power never diminishes. Speed and all those other things may diminish, but power is always there. And if he land a clean shot, night to Waldo, and everyone will be like, "Where's Waldo?" Night.
Ed. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's what's up, man. Yeah. So we'll dig more into this, but we're not gonna be able to talk about this. I'm looking at something that just came across the wire. Or you see the Ravens have a new head coach now, right?
Oh shit! Please put that up, yo, because I knew that was going to happen today.
It's just Jesse Mentor.
Yes, pop it up on the screen, yo.
We'll talk. We'll open up next week with that.
All right, that's what's up. Jesse Mitchell, that's what's up. Congratulations. You already know I'm going to be reading that right away.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you, I wanted to be the first to pop that cherry for you.
You was the first to pop it up. Yo, I'm happy about that, I'm happy about that. Who's the offensive coordinator is what I'm going to be thinking about next. All right.
I don't even know who Jesse Minter is, but we'll talk about it next week. I want you to enlighten me.
I do.
I'll look into it a little bit. Look at you. I do. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another rendition of Poppy's Playoff Quick Pick. Thanks for the game, Ed. I like the breakdown of fights. I'm gonna look into that a little bit more, and I'm definitely gonna try to watch the UFC 324 this weekend. Okay,
at no additional cost.
No additional, boy. You sound like a goddamn commercial, boy. What, they give you an ad? You taking ad money behind my back, man? At no additional cost.
No additional cost.
You better watch it. If you want to take behind my back, nigga, I'll kill you.
I'm watching that shit all day Saturday. Double screen it, yo.
At what?
At no additional cost.
I'm not fucking with you here, Joe. All right, Ed, you got anything to say before we get up out of there?
Man, just thank you for sticking with us. Like I said, the shorts ain't coming like they supposed to, but I'm about to get back in the swing of things now that I got this week out of my system where I had to kind of get reacclimated from that trip.
Yeah,
so good. I'm gonna start dropping them joints, I'm probably starting this Saturday. So we'll see.
After you shoot the clip, then stop. Chop, drop it like it's hot. Hey, all right. That's what's up, Ed. I appreciate you as always. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were watching our show in any capacity for a second or for the whole minute or hour and 20 that this will probably be, we appreciate you, man. You are the lifeblood of our podcast here, man. We do this for your interaction. Very, very soon, we're going to start doing live shows so we can get your reactions in real time, and the conversations, I feel, will flow a little bit differently with your input. Thanks, Ed. So from me and Edward, we appreciate you guys watching with us. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next week on the Too Late We Said It podcast.
Next week. Peace.
My shit froze up. No, hey, you there?
No, come back.
That was terrible, yo. I'm sorry. My shit froze up at a perfect time.
Yo, it's all right. It's all right because it froze around that. Be cool.
My bad, though.
My bad.
I hope the aliens get you. Yo. You need to be probed.